Okay, the objective of this video is really difficult, believe me. I'm going to try to explain to you what is intelligence, what intelligence is, and artificial intelligence is. Something that, as you're going to see, it is really hard, okay? So, can you easily define what intelligence is, really? Do you think that? Okay. I'm sure that you can find this word in any dictionary, but believe me, intelligence is, as you can read here, a mystery. Okay, a concept that has no agreed upon definition. Okay, philosophers, psychologists, scientists, and engineers all have different opinions about what it is and how it emerges. Okay, so we see intelligence in nature around us, such as group of living creatures working together, and we see intelligence in the way that humans think and behave. In general, things that are autonomous yet adaptive are considered to be intelligent. This is quite general, okay, because there are people that think that even with these properties, machines are not really intelligent, okay? Anyway, autonomous means that something does not need to be provided constant instructions. And adaptive means that it can change its behavior as the environmental problem space changes. Okay, so somehow two interesting properties of intelligence is these autonomous and adaptive properties. Okay, so well, if we cannot have a consensus in the definition of intelligence, it is even worse when we try to define artificial intelligence. So here you can see some of the common definitions of attempts to define artificial intelligence. So you can see that there's no agreement at all, okay, in order to define artificial intelligence. But if I have to say something, and this is what I'm going to use in this series of videos, as a professional of artificial intelligence, what I think my best definition is the one you have there, okay? I agree with that, okay? The study of how to make computers do things at which, at the moment, people are better. So somehow, when we are working with artificial intelligence, we put ourselves into the edge of what computers are able to do and what computers are not able to do. Okay, so we are in this edge trying to make computers to solve problems that they were not able to solve before. Okay, so for me it's a very good definition, neutral definition about artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is mainly focused on what computers are bad at and we humans are good at, right? Yes, basically, okay? So in AI, we try to make computers good at things that so far computers have been very bad at and even useless, okay? So there are many areas and activities where we humans and even animals, okay, are much better at. For example, the interpretation of our environment from the information from our sensors, okay, eyes, ears, and so on. Complex rational processes for difficult problems, okay, so when the things are really difficult and the context is fuzzy, there's some kind of degree of uncertainty. In this context, we human beings, we are very good at, okay? And computers, they have problems. Adaptation and generalizations of our skills to new contexts and problems, okay? So we don't need too much time, okay, in order to adapt ourselves to a new task, okay? So we are very good in order to adapt our knowledge, our skills to new activities that maybe they are very different to the previous activities we have been working with, okay? And this is problematic for computers because this means that somehow you have to explain them again from the very beginning how to do this new task with all the details required. Of course, we human beings, we are very good at creativity, imagination, and some other cognitive skills that somehow defines very well what we human beings are. So we are aware of computers' limitations from the very beginning, okay? Although from 1950, okay, we have periodically, I have to say, overestimated what artificial intelligence can achieve, okay? With very long periods of disappointment. We call them the artificial intelligence winters, okay? So from time to time, we think that we are very close to have computers able to do what we are able to do, but after this hype, we have a period, we call it AI winter, and we have had several AI winters where we discover that we are still far from reaching our skills, cognitive skills as humans, okay? However, things are changing in the last years. So we have had recently several breakthroughs, and the situation now is much more better than it was just 10 years ago. So new approaches, although based on well-known previous concepts, are giving us incredible results. So how some researchers defined the current situation of artificial intelligence, okay? So, well, some researchers define the current AI situation as able to provide what we call narrow artificial intelligence. Narrow AI means that we have AI systems able to even go beyond our own skills in some areas. But they are narrow because they are difficult to be adapted to other problems or generalize what they do, okay? So don't think that narrow means that they are not as good as we are. They are even better, some of them. Narrow means that in front of a new problem, or if we want to generalize this system to other situations, well, we have many problems, okay? So that's why we call it narrow. We say that we, human beings, we have much more general intelligence, okay? And of course, this is the obvious next step to reach for AI researchers, okay? To be able to compete, of course, with human beings with these general intelligence capabilities. There are no consensus if we will be or not able to reach our general intelligence using artificial intelligence. Okay, so far we cannot say yes or not to this question. So artificial intelligence has recently beaten humans in new areas? Yes. Although we defined our current state as narrow AI, these systems have even gone beyond our best experts in some areas, okay? Some examples that you probably know: playing games such as Guess or Go, where no human being is now able to beat, okay, these systems. As a matter of fact, in the case of chess or Go, the best players in the world, now they are imitating the strategies these systems are using. So somehow the systems are innovating with new strategies not previously studied by or carried out by human beings, okay? They are very good. We are having very good results in classifying and detecting things on images, videos, sounds, etc., including medical imaging, where we are having better results in some areas like X-ray images or other devices, medical devices, where we are able to get much better metrics and accuracy than the best experts in the world. We have very good solutions for recommendation systems. Think about Spotify, think about Netflix, and how good they are in order to recommend you, okay, things that is going to be very likely you are going to like, okay? Driving, piloting, etc. Yes, very, very soon, okay, you're going to see, of course, that we are going to have solutions that they are going to drive better than a human being. Future estimations, future tendencies, future situations from historical data to make predictions. The current artificial intelligence systems are very good at that, okay? Complex pattern identifications, for example, medical diagnosis, okay, in front of a very difficult cases, okay, computers are proving to be able to provide very accurate results, metrics in diagnosis, for example. And believe me, computers are starting to be very good in areas where it was not possible just a few years ago. Creativity, yes. Writing text, composing music, for example, painting, and these kind of things. So, artificial intelligence has recently beaten human in new areas. Again, yes, okay. And here you have a quote, okay, of one of the most important experts in artificial intelligence, Andrew Ng, okay, in 2016. If a typical person can do a mental task with less than 1 second of thought, we can probably automate it using AI, either now or in the near future. And this was said in 2016. Now we can say that maybe more than 1 second, okay? And this near future, okay, this near future is becoming closer and closer, okay? So we have introduced intelligence. As you can see, we cannot define it very well. And we have defined artificial intelligence as our attempt, okay, to reach some cognitive skills and some things we human beings are able to do that so far were not able to be solved using a computer. Okay, so we are trying to go beyond that. And in the last 10, 15 years, the things have changed a lot. And in the next series of videos, we are going to see why. Okay, this is the idea.